Hey, kid. Come over here. No, it's okay. Come here. What's your name? Okay, well, you're a little small to be outside my motel at 2 in the morning. You want to tell me where your folks are? Okay. Is anybody here with you? Are you staying in one of the rooms? Look, I'm not going to call the cops or CPS or nobody, okay? I just want to make sure you're not wandering outside the parking lot. It's cold out here. Are you staying in one of the rooms or not? Okay, then you're coming in the office with me. No arguments. I'm not having a kid get hit by a car, because you know everyone driving around here is drunk as frick. You don't want to get hit by a drunk driver at 2 in the morning in a parking lot of a shitty motel. Shitty's a bad word, don't say that, kid. Come here, come in the office with me. See, it's warm in here, isn't it? It's better than in chilly air outside. Now look. Are you hungry? Because I was going to DoorDash me some McDonald's. I don't know who's DoorDashing at 2 in the morning, but we can only hope. I'll give them a good tip. Do you want McDonald's? You don't have to say nothing, just give me a little nod, a yes or a no. McDonald's? Okay. Do you want a Happy Meal? Do you want chicken nuggets or hamburger? Cheeseburger? I don't know how to speak to kids. I'm not used to having kids come in here. I'm used to having, well, not good adults get rooms here. Look, I'm just going to get you both the Happy Meals. That way you get 2 toys. And if you don't want one of the toys, you can give them to me. Hey, I like Happy Meal toys as much as the next person. But they've gotten worse over the years, let me tell you, kid. Back in my day, they were actual toys that you would keep. They were good. Good toys. Now they're just little bitty pieces of plastic. What do you want to drink? Okay. And do you want sauces or nothing? Extra fries. Easy peasy. So, you don't have folks staying here? Look, I'm not going to press. But if you've got, maybe your mom's here, but she's working. She just kicked you out for a while so she could get some work done. I've seen that more often than not around here. Look, you can be honest with me, okay? I'm not the cops. I'm not nobody. I just own a rundown motel at the edge of town. And I get a lot of strays. A lot of lost souls, so to speak. Okay. Well, you just stay right here with me. Okay? You can stay here as long as you need. There we go. Ordered the DoorDash. Gave him a really good tip. I may be many things, but I am also generous to my delivery drivers. Especially if they're coming out 2 a.m. Bring me some Happy Meals. Get a lot of seedy characters at the motel, kiddo. Trust me. You wandering around is not the weirdest thing I've seen. I'll tell you what. One time I got a guy putting an alligator in one of my bathtubs. I'm dead serious. It was a little bitty baby gator. But, oh, lordy. You can't be putting a gator in my bathtubs. I take pride in keeping my bathrooms clean. Okay? Most motels, gross. covered in cockroaches, mold. No. Not mine. Not mine. Mine are clean, and I clean them myself. You know I do. Don't even hire a cleaning crew. Well, sometimes I do. There's a lady named Marissa. Sweet as can be. Not a good cleaner. But I hire her anyway, because she don't got nowhere else to work. What about you, kid? Do you go to school? Yeah, that tracks. Most kids around here move around too much for school. Well, it's hard to live out of a motel room. I know. I've had to live in one many times, but now I got my own little apartment above the motel room. You're welcome to crash here in the office. Or, I don't really got another bed up in my apartment, but I can make up the couch for you. I'm not just gonna let a kid sleep in the parking lot. And I'm not gonna call CPS on you neither. Because I know how that ends. And it ain't purty. Besides, last thing I need is cops poking around here. Scares off the clientele. So, don't you worry. I'll keep you fed and give you a place to sleep. Yeah, no problem, kid. You, want to watch something on my iPad? I don't have much kids shows, but you can watch YouTube or something. Well, I just have to do the night audit, and that's no fun for a kid, for sure. You're welcome to watch if you want to. See, I have to do a turnover to the next day. So I have to reset everything. Yeah, come here. You can sit by me. I'll show you the ins and outs of running a motel. It really isn't that complicated. It's just a matter of keeping track of who's where and who checks out when. And you gotta be smart about it, kiddo. You gotta have records. Because the kind of people we get up in here, they'll buy a room, maybe only for a couple hours, and then try to get their money back. But no. You buy a room, you buy a night. Even if they check out the same day, we gotta clean that room. Why would they buy it for a couple hours? A cat nap. Some people just need a little nap. They don't need a full 8 hours of sleep, just a tiny little nap. But no, we don't have a lot of them today. We have one, I think. They checked out a couple hours ago. I've already cleaned the room, so we could have resold it, but it's 2 a.m. I don't think we're getting any new customers. So we'll just mark that as available for tomorrow. And see, this room, we mark as unavailable for the next 2 weeks because we've got Mr. Phillips staying with us for 2 weeks. Every now and again, I get decent people. You know, they just need somewhere cheap to stay for whatever reason. And I'm all too happy to oblige. If you're going to be staying here for weeks, and I don't have to worry about selling the room, I'll give you a good discount. Because that's smart business, kiddo. Work with the customer works with you. That's how to run a decent business. We ain't all about making all the money, sell as many rooms as you can. No, we ain't about that. We're about getting the people that come here a warm shower and a solid place to sleep for what they can afford. But listen, kid, most places won't be like this. Most places, they just want the money in your pocket. And that money in your pocket, that is your power. Where you spend that money, you're giving that place a big stamp of your approval. So you gotta be careful where you're spending your money. Oh, you don't have any money? Here. Here's a $2 bill. You ever seen one of those before? Oh, they made them long time ago. I don't think they still print them. They're very rare, but it's real money. Yep, worth $2. Now you keep that in your pocket. And that's your power in your pocket. You're a good kid. I can tell. Smart kid. You keep that $2 and my advice in your back pocket, you'll do just fine. You, ever need a part-time job, you know? I could use little hands getting into those crevices to clean. It ain't glamorous work, but I pay you well. And it comes with the perks of snacks. You didn't see the sign? We offer a continental breakfast. And I do have someone who comes in and cooks that fresh. Most motels don't do that. Most motels do not do that. I think that makes up for us not having a pool. I really wanted a pool. And I think this place had a pool at one point. See, I bought it from the original owners, and I think with them, they did have a pool. But by the time I got it, it had already been paved over, and we use it as extra parking now. I don't know, actually. Maybe it was more expensive than they thought it would be to maintain it. Pools can be sticky, because you gotta keep it full of water. In the winter, if it freezes, you gotta make sure it doesn't break the sides of the pool. And, you know, if kids are in there, kids are gross, no offense, and they're throwing up and peeing and pooing in the pool, and then you gotta clean the pool. So, I'd imagine it was just more trouble than it's worth. But you know, the guy who lived here, he didn't own the place, but the owners had a deal with him to let him live here. And he lived here for a long time until he passed away a couple years ago. Sweetest man. I let him stay here too, of course, because he had to deal with the previous owner. I wasn't about to kick him out. But he lived here, like this was his house. This was his place. But he told me that the pool was cursed. Oh, I'm sure he was just joking. I mean, I don't think a pool can be cursed. But I did hear about some people that died on the property. Don't be freaked out, though. People die in hotels and motels all the time. It's just part of how things go. Which is why it's important to keep track of when everyone checks in and checks out. Because if they check in and you haven't heard from them in a couple days, exactly, go check up on them. Make sure they're not dead. Oh, well, if they are dead, then you gotta call the cops, and the cops come out, and that's a whole thing. But don't you worry. No one's gonna die, and the pool's paved over. So, whatever's cursed is smushed under the parking lot. You're safe. And I've lived here for 30 years. You think if there was a curse, I wouldn't know about it? Yeah, exactly. But this motel is so old, it's got some secrets. I will tell you, one of the motel rooms, someone dug a hole in the wall and, like, put a poster up over it. Like that one movie. You're probably too young to have seen it. But there's a hole in the wall, and I plastered over it. I did. But I always wonder, maybe they stuck something down there in the wall. Because why would you make a hole just to make a hole? And the walls are all open behind the drywood, so maybe they tucked something back there. And I looked, believe me, before I sealed it all up, but I kind of figured whatever, probably drugs that they tucked in there, be better off sealed. I find things, too. Things people leave behind when they check out. Maybe next time people check out, you want to call first dibs. Oh, people leave all kinds of things. Most of the time it's food. Like, people will buy 6-pack, drink 2 of them, leave the rest. See, that's what I'm saying. Free snacks and stuff. And sometimes they'll leave, like, open bags of chips or crackers or whatever. And my friends think I'm gross, but I will 100% eat those chips. If you leave an open bag of chips in my motel room, I'm gonna eat it. Yeah, probably shouldn't do that. I don't really know where people's fingers have been. But, I mean, in this economy, free chips is free chips. I've had people leave clothes, shoes, charging cables a lot. Those get left a lot, which you'd think people would remember if they're going to bring their phone. But I've had people leave their phones before. Most of the time with those, I do get a call like, hey, I left my phone. I won't mail things to nobody, though. If you leave it behind, you gotta either come and pick it up, or it's mine, because I'm not mailing it to you. If I mailed everybody everything that they lost, I would be a post office. It's like a treasure hunt. Yeah, whenever someone checks out. Then the not so fun part of cleaning the whole room. And cleaning doesn't usually take long, though. And put on some upbeat music, that's pretty fun, too. Alright, I was offering you a job. Well, if you do want to clean, breakfast, and snacks, and whatever people leave behind, I could use the partner. For sure. Things move a whole lot faster, especially tucking in fitted sheets. It is so much easier when you got one person on either side of the bed. So what do you say? Does that sound like something you'd want to do? Okay. Well, you're welcome to sleep on my couch tonight. And tomorrow, we'll start to work. Checkout time is 10 a.m. sharp. Unless they pay for a late checkout, which nobody tomorrow has, so 10 a.m. I usually go around 9:30, knocking on the doors. That's usually when I get up. I get up around 8, and then, breakfast or whatever. I start my cleaning around 9:30. Most people check out by then, but the ones that don't are asleep, so I give them a little wake-up knock on the door. Yeah, you'd be good at that, kiddo. You wanna do my rounds with me? You are welcome too. I would enjoy the company. And it is really funny sometimes when people are sound asleep in there, and they're sound asleep, and you get a light little knock, and they just, who's there? What's going on? That's how I know I got criminals. Because if you knock on the door, they gonna think you're the police. But we ain't the police. No, sir. We don't judge. Whatever we find in those rooms, whatever we clean up, we don't judge. Yeah, you're a good kid. You'll do alright here. Do you want to go upstairs? My apartment? And get you settled in? Or maybe you want to tell me if you got a mom or a pa staying in one of these rooms? Okay. Look, I get it, kid. I've seen a lot of kids like you. But I'm gonna help. If you're honest with me. That's all I ask. Just be honest with me. You're honestly hungry? Okay. Well, the DoorDash driver should be here in a minute. You know what? Let's make his night. Why don't we give him a cash tip as well as the tip we gave him on the app? Oh, that looks like him pulling up now. Unless it's another customer at 2:30 in the morning. Either way, I better go talk to him. You stay here in the office, kiddo. Don't take nothing. And don't run off, okay? I got you 2 Happy Meals. Can you stay enough for 2 Happy Meals? Okay. I'll be right back. And then we'll get you tucked in bed after we eat. Bed on a full tummy. Alright, kiddo. You hang out here for a minute. I'll be right back.